There was a moment when I understood something without anyone saying it out loud. No argument led to it. No discovery. No line crossed that could be pointed to and explained. It was a calm awareness. Almost gentle. The kind that settles in quietly and refuses to leave. I realized that whatever had changed between us had changed a long time ago. Long before anyone ever talked about betrayal. Long before words like mistake or regret could even be formed. It wasn't a shock. That's what surprised me. It felt more like finally admitting something I had been carefully stepping around for years. We didn't do anything wrong. That's the hardest part to explain. There were no scandals. No secrets hidden in drawers. No dramatic betrayals whispered about in corners. We showed up. We paid our bills. We kept our promises. From the outside, we were solid. Dependable. The kind of marriage people point to and say, that's how it's supposed to last. And maybe that's true. We were faithful. Responsible. Functional. We built a life that worked. But somewhere along the way, the work became the whole thing. I think back to our conversations. Not the early ones, those are easy to romanticize. I mean the everyday ones, the ones that made up most of our life. They slowly turned into logistics. Who was picking up groceries? Which bill was due? What time the appointment was? What needed fixing? What needed planning? Efficient. Necessary. Harmless. And yet, something faded in the background. We stopped asking questions that didn't have clear answers. Stopped lingering on thoughts that didn't solve anything. There was no moment where we decided to stop talking about ourselves. It just became easier not to. Silence didn't arrive all at once. It grew. Evenings passed with the television filling space we used to fill with words. Mornings became routine, coffee poured, schedules exchanged, days started. We were together constantly. And yet rarely with each other. I remember lying in bed next to her and feeling an ache I didn't know how to describe. Not loneliness in the obvious sense. Not abandonment. A quieter kind. The kind that exists even when someone's breathing beside you. Even when a familiar shape shares your space. Even when your life is technically full. There's a particular kind of loneliness that comes from being known once. And no longer feeling seen. I don't say this to blame her. I never have. If anything, I've spent more time asking what changed inside me. When did I stop reaching? When did I decide it was safer to keep my thoughts to myself? I told myself I was being considerate. That I was avoiding unnecessary tension. That peace mattered more than expression. Maybe that was true. But I wonder now if silence felt like peace simply because conflict felt exhausting. I grew older. Tired in ways I didn't expect. Not physically, emotionally. It takes energy to keep choosing curiosity. To keep asking. To keep risking disappointment. And somewhere along the way, I stopped risking. We didn't fall apart. We settled. And settling doesn't feel dramatic enough to warn you. I think about why so many couples our age stay. Not just us, others like us. It isn't always love. Not always fear either. Sometimes it's loyalty to the life you already built. Sometimes it's habit. Sometimes it's the quiet agreement that starting over feels heavier than staying still. There's comfort in familiarity. There's safety in routine. But I find myself asking questions I never thought I would ask. Is comfort the same as love? Is peace the same as happiness? Or are they simply easier to live with? I don't regret our life. I want that to be clear. There were good years. There still are good days. But I can't ignore the truth that something essential drifted away long before anyone acknowledged it. Betrayal doesn't always arrive as an event. Sometimes it arrives as neglect, slow, mutual, unintentional. Sometimes it's not that you choose someone else. It's that you stop choosing each other. And that's the question I sit with now. Quietly. Honestly. Are we still choosing each other? Or are we just not choosing change?